Good morning, everyone. I'm glad you're able to join me today. My name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. I'm going to be showing you a couple cards today. I hope you enjoy them. When you come on, please comment so I'll know that you're here. Hold on, let me bring up my iPad. All right, I'm going to give a few minutes for everybody to get on board here. Well, it's a Monday morning, but we've got sunshine. Let me know where you're located at. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure that you subscribe to the subscribe button. And that way you'll be notified when I post a new video. Uh-oh. And I didn't mute my notifications. I'm sorry. I don't think I can go back in and change it right now. So hopefully we don't have nothing going on that'll interrupt us. If I should get a phone call, I guess it'll pause it, but I'll be right back. So, forgot to do that today. All right. I'm just going to give a couple more minutes for everybody to get on board here, and then we're going to turn the screen down and get started. I've got a little bit of news to go over with everyone before we get started. Hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, be sure that you comment so that I know that you're here and I can acknowledge you. I hope we don't have any technical difficulties today. We've been having a few the last few times, so I'm not sure if it's Facebook doing it or if it's on my end, but be patient. So let me go ahead and turn y'all around here, and we'll go ahead and get the news out of the way. And I'll get it all set up here and ready to go. And it looks like I'm crooked for some reason. I don't want to mess with too much here. Let me zoom it in a little bit. Scooch my light out of the way and get recentered here. Oops, I bumped the camera. For some reason that looks crooked, I don't know. Thinking my phone's on there right. Let me give a couple minutes so I can see what my iPad looks like. Good morning, Amber. Glad you could join. Hope you like the cards that we're doing today. It's a little bit different what I normally do. There we go. Maybe that straightens it out. I may have zoomed in too much here. Let me. That's what that looks like. Okay, I think I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. Like I said, my name is Debbie Foster. I'm creating with Debbie, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And if you want to shop any of the products that I'm showing today, or shop any Stampin' Up! Products, you can go to my website, which is www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And you can email me if you have any questions at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And also my blog address is creatingwithdebbie179.blogspot.com. And if you want to sign up for our monthly paper pumpkin, here's the address right there. Hoping you can see it pretty good. Yeah, you can see it pretty good, I think. And our March host code is 9UZPXZRE. And use that host code if your order is under $150. But if it's over $150, I want you to have the rewards that Stampin' Up! Will give you. So if you have any questions, just reach out and either instant message me or email me, and I'd be glad to help you. Alright, so let's continue here. And don't forget about our Hey Chick and Hey Birthday Chick promotion going on. The Hey Chick bundle, the Hey Chick stamp set is a stamp set that was in the celebration back in 2017. They brought that back, and they've also added dies to it, so you can get either just the dies if you already have the stamp set, or you can get the two as a bundle or separate. And same with the new one is a Hey Birthday Chick, and that comes in a bundle, or you can buy them separately too. With the bundle, you'll save 10% off the price, so that's a good deal. And then we have the butterfly bouquet going on, and that goes from now until May 3rd. It's pretty unique. Let me show you the details of it. Here's the stamp set, and it's all one stamp. It's like a background stamp kind of thing. It shows a little bit right here. And then it comes with the dies. You can get the dies that'll cut it out. And I've used that on one of my Facebook Lives just previously. So, you can get the paper, Designer Series paper, which is a 6x6, double-sided. You get 48 sheets. And that's only available for a short period of time until supplies last. And also the it's called the Natural Touch Specialty Paper. So if you have any questions, be sure that you reach out to me. Okay. So right now we've got the paper pumpkin going on, and this is from March 11th until April 10th to sign up for it. It's called So Cool. And let me tell you a little bit about that. I get my papers here. Well, I'm not very organized here. Bear with me. Okay, this kit will include enough supplies to make 12 fresh, fun-shaped cards, 6 popsicles, and 6 blank semicircles to color, and coordinating envelopes. Kit includes card bases, 2 full sticker sheets, decorative die-cut pieces, embellishments, and more. And the coordinating colors are Blackberry Bliss, Bermuda Bay, Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Old Olive, Terracotta Tile. And this coordinates with the Ice Cream Corner Suite from our January to June 2021 mini catalog. So, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything on that. But if you want to sign up for the Paper Pumpkin, this one, my website was on my introduction there, or it's in the description of this video also. So if you have any questions, be sure that you reach out and ask me. Okay, so what are y'all drinking today? I'm still drinking my morning coffee yet, so hope it doesn't make me too shaky here. But grab your beverage of choice and let's get busy here. So we're going to start out, we're going to be using the Woodland Wonder Stamp Set. And that can be found in our mini catalog, which is a January to June 21st catalog. And that is on page 53. And here it kind of shows some samples of it. Let me make sure I'm in the camera view, everything here. Morning, Sharon. What are you drinking this morning? I'm still drinking my coffee yet, so I'll be switching to my ice water here in a little while, I guess. Not quite centered here. I'm not getting a good view. I might be zoomed in too much. Let me adjust this a little bit because it's not showing the whole picture. Is that better? Well, yeah, I think it is. But that's the one we're going to be using today. It's going to be a Slimline card, and we're also going to make an envelope to go along with that. So, but here's the stamp set. Lots of cute things in it. So let me get my bits and pieces here. And this is the card that we're making. And here's the envelope. This is the envelope. Still not getting a real good view yet. Let me see if I can tweak this a little bit. Well, sometimes I wish there was an easier way to get all this set up without problems. Oh, sorry about my hand in there. Sweet tea sounds good. Thinking I gotta go up a bit. There, maybe right there. Okay. So, can everybody see that okay? I think that's okay. Get some things out of here so I can bring my supplies over here closer. Okay, so here's the card. Here's the inside. And I made it as a birthday card. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. I think we'll start out with our envelope, and I've already scored it, but I'm going to give you the measurements to save a little time here. Okay, I've got a piece of white cardstock, which measures 8.5 inches by 11 inches, and I've scored it at 2.5 inches, 6.5 inches, and 1.5 inches, and I scored this one at 10.5 inches. So we're just going to burnish all of our score lines here. And yeah. From I just had it this morning. I'm just going to score. This one. There, you can get the measurements. This corner, and this corner, and this corner. So just cut along those lines. Keep my scraps that I cut out because we can use them for stamping small sentiments or something on them. So I try not to waste too much. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Ours was good. It sure went fast though. And it was kind of tough getting up yesterday morning with the time changing, but I'm loving the longer days. So I'm going to cut these at a little bit of an angle. It kind of cuts down on the bulk of the envelope. And I'm going to trim this up just a tiny bit so it doesn't interfere with the bottom flap. And that's the one that's next to the tiny flap. Okay. Be sure you like and share my video. Oh, Sharon, I hate that. I don't know if it's Facebook acting up, because I've seen a lot of other demonstrators that they have the same problem. Is it still doing it? Is the sound still cutting out? Good morning, Marlene. Okay, so these are going to fold over like that, and that's going to fold up here. And we need to trim this down a little bit too, so it's not so bulky. It's better now. Yeah, Sharon, I don't know. I know Kelly's been having problems with her videos, and a few other ones have too, so maybe it's just a Facebook thing or something. I don't know. But it would be nice if they straightened it out, whatever's going on. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take my trio punch, detailed trio punch, and I'm going to round off our top flap. Oh, there goes my phone with my notifications. I'm sorry, everybody. I forgot to turn my notifications off. All right. Get rid of my scraps there. Okay, so we're going to take our tear and tape, which is right here. And we're going to place it along this one flap. And I know it's probably hard to see because this is all white. Put it off there. And then put it on the bottom half-inch flap. And then I'm going to put another one on the top flap, but we're not going to take the backing off of that until we're ready to mail our card to somebody. So let me get my take your pick tool, and we're going to unstick these. If you want, you could decorate the envelope, but to save time today, I didn't do that. So we're going to stick these two together, and then we're going to take this bottom flap, and we're going to stick that to the top of that. All right, so there we have our envelope. It's got the opening right there. So we're going to set that aside, and we're going to work on our card. So we're going to be doing a lot of coloring today, so this might take a little bit. All right, for our card base, we have, this is the terracotta tile cardstock. And I wanted to remind everybody that the 2019 to 2021 in colors are going to be retiring here in just a little bit. So if you're needing any of the ink refills, the stamping pads, the ribbon, or the cardstock, be sure that you get it ordered before they run out. Okay, Amber, is it better now? I'm hoping everybody can hear me okay. So anyway, the in colors are going to be, that are retiring, is the Pretty Peacock, the Seaside Spray, Rococo Rose, and the Purple Posy. So be sure you stock up on those while supplies last. So you might not want to wait very long. Okay, so our card base is, it is 7.5 inches by 8 3/4 inches, and we've scored it at 3 3/4 inches. So we're going to go ahead and burnish that edge. And I have a piece of black cardstock that measures 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And we're just going to glue that to the front of our card. So let me get my glue here. Okay. And then I have another piece of white cardstock that we're going to be stamping on. That measures 3 1/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches. And we have another for the inside, which measures 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And that's going to be the inside of our cards. I'm going to put that right there so I don't mix them up. So let's go ahead and start some stamping here. Trash over there. Move some of my things away. So I've got all of our stamps here. And I do need my mat. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's right here in front of me. I looked right at it. There it is. Okay, with the photopolymer stamps, you want to have a cushion underneath it. And our piercing mat works really good with that. So you can just do a search on your order for piercing mat and it should come up. They did discontinue it for a while, but they brought it back again, but it's not in the catalog yet. So just search for piercing mat and it'll bring it up so you can order it. Okay, so we're going to start out by doing some blending first. And we have some new blending brushes that Stampin' Up! Has started. And we used to have, we used to buy some that were makeup brushes, but these are a whole lot softer. And I think there's more brushes in there than what the makeup brushes do. So it gives you a better smoother coverage. I'm going to be using 2 of them. They come in a pack of 3, I think 39 or something like that. So I'm going to start out with the Soft Sky ink. I got the right brush that I used. And let me get a piece of scrap paper here. Okay, so we're using Soft Sky, and we're just gonna do some blending here. Let me get some more on here. I should have probably inked up my pad. I think it's getting dry on me. And we're just gonna put some sky on here. We don't want it really dark. We just want a little bit of tint of color. So this won't take a whole long time to do. It's already turning colors for me really well. And when you're doing the blending brushes, I always start from off the paper and work my way in. That way you don't have the ink real stark in one area. It kind of, well, like it says, blends it. And I think we'll come down a little bit more on the grass here. Okay. So I go like 3/4 of the way with the sky. Okay, so there we have the sky. Let me close this back up. I'll leave that open. We're going to do the clouds here in a little bit. So for the ground, the grass, I'm using the shaded spruce. And we're going to do the same with our brush. And with these brushes, you just wash them out with soap and water and rinse them really good. Or I've just used a towel and kind of wiped them off really good. So either way. Okay. So that was easy with the darker color. The darker colors seem to absorb a little bit more than what the lighter colors did. Alright, just set that aside. That thing's falling over here. And of course I can't do this without getting ink on my fingers. So I'm going to lay our paper aside. I'm going to bring back in my cushion. And we're going to start doing some stamping. But first off, we're going to start with the clouds. And I'm going to bring our Soft Sky ink back in here. And let me find which one is my cloud here. So I have the stamp that has a little cloud on it. We're going to put some clouds in the sky here. And just going to stamp a few up here. And maybe some on the side because our tree is going to go in the middle of all these. All right. I've got green ink on my fingers here. I don't want to transfer it. All right, so we're going to use our Memento black ink and we're going to stamp the tree. And take a break here and have a sip of coffee. And I'm using a black Memento ink. And okay, I'm glad the sound is better. Alright, now we're going to do the trunk of the tree, which has all the critters in it. I'm just making sure that it's all inked up good. And it's a larger stamp. Okay, we're going to match it up to the other part of the tree. Just match the lines up. Okay, like you can see, it's already matched. You can't even tell. I was off a little bit, but that's okay. And then we've got the trunk of the tree. And that'll match up down here. All right. Let me close up my ink here. All right, there we have it. So now we're going to do some coloring with our blends. Well, first I've got to do some other stamping here. I forgot the balloon and the banner. So here's the little banner. It says, hip hip hooray. But there's a little metal piece that hangs the sign up here. So we're going to do that. Oops, sorry about the noise. And we're just going to place it on the right side. And we're going to stamp the banner. And that's going to hang from that. Okay, I think you can see it. Alright, now we're ready. Well, now I've got the balloon I got to stamp yet. Keep getting ahead of myself. Slow down, Deb, slow down. Alright, so here's a balloon. We're going to hang that from our banner. Okay, just like so. So now we're ready to start doing some coloring. And I've got quite an assortment of blends here, so we're going to be using, I'm going to do the balloon using the Real Red. So I'm going to start with the dark Real Red, and we're going to kind of outline the balloon a little bit. And maybe get a little shadow over here. And then I'm going to come back in with a light Real Red, and we're going to blend that all in. And I have my bronze blend. No, that's not it. Here it is. I'm going to use the bronze to color in the little signpost. And I'll take this out of there so I can look what I got here. Alright. And then I'm going to do the leaves using Bermuda Bay. I'm going to outline a little bit with the dark. And I'm going to try to do this kind of fast so we don't sit here all day watching me color. Well, I need to have some good stories or something to tell while I'm doing this, but I can't think of anything. Alright, I think I've got all that. So I'm going going to come back in with the light Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to fill in all the leaves. You know, everything's blooming out there. It's starting to look like spring. Even our grass is turning green. Won't be long, we'll have to be mowing and doing yard work, which is okay with me. I wasn't able to do a whole lot last summer because I had shoulder surgery, so I'm kind of looking forward to this summer. I'll be able to do more. And looking forward to doing some camping. Y'all are quiet. Anybody do anything exciting over the weekend? We didn't really, just our normal routine. Well, I'm sorry this has taken me so long. I maybe should have colored ahead of time. That's why I'm only doing 2 cards today, because I figured this was going to take a little bit. Be sure you guys give me some suggestions on what cards you might want me to do, what stamp sets. I'm always open to suggestions. Okay, and let me go ahead and color the grass down here. And now we're going to start coloring some critters here. Then let's do the tree first. We're going to use soft suedes. And I'm making sure. Okay, we're going to start with the dark soft suede. And I'm going to kind of highlight the tree a little bit. Oops, let me have the skinny end. Wrong end. Well, I had it right. And I'm just going to kind of go along the lines here a little bit to give them some shading. Alright, and I'm going to come back in with the light soft suede. We'll fill in the rest of the tree. Make sure I don't color in the bird's beak. This is really a cute stamp set. And if you didn't want to stamp it with individual blocks, you could put it on your stamparatus and use that to line it all up. But I didn't do that today. I have done it though, and it worked out pretty good. Okay. Okay. You could spend more time on blending these, but I'm just going to do the shortened version. Okay, the first bird we're going to do we're using the light balmy blue. And we're going to color his body using the light balmy blue. And then we're going to color his stomach using the dark pumpkin pie. And his beak. And also this other bird, we're going to color him the same way. Alright. And we're going to come back in with our dark pumpkin pie. And we're going to do his belly. Him or her. I'm not sure if it's a girl or boy. And the same with this one. And I'm also going to do the beak on the owl using the pumpkin pie, dark pumpkin pie. Okay, get my smoky slates. Okay, and the squirrel we're going to do using the light and dark smoky slate. And I'm going to do his ears using the dark. And I think that's all I used on him. Oh, I'm going to do his nose. And then we're going to do the rest of him using the light smoky slate. And speaking of squirrels, I've got one that keeps getting in my bird feeder out here yesterday and this morning. If anybody has any ideas how to keep a squirrel out of your bird feeder, I'd be welcome to hear it. Okay, and we're going to do the raccoon using the same light and dark smoky slate. And I'm going to do his mask using the dark. So we're just going to color his ears and the rest of his face. And then I'm going to come back in with the dark and do his mask. Men's cards are always a challenge. Let me do some thinking this week and I'll see what I can come up with for next week. Maybe I can help you out with that. Alright, we're going to use the light petal pink and we're going to color the inside of their ears. Oh, and I forgot that little guy's tail. I got to come back in and get that. That's the light, and that's the dark. Are you talking men or younger men? Okay, and then we're going to do the owl using crumb cake, the light and the dark. I'm going to do the dark, and I'm going to kind of outline the little squiggles on his belly and do his wings. He's got part of a wing right there. And then I'm going to use the light crumb cake, and we'll do the rest of his body. And his face, his ears. Okay. Alright, so I think we've got all the coloring done. Yeah, I believe so. So let's go ahead and attach that to the front of our card. And make sure I've got it opening in the right direction and not upside down like I did the other day. Get that centered. And I come back in with my Winka Stella, and I put some on the clouds to kind of make them glisteny. Alright. And maybe a little bit on the balloon. Oh, I forgot to do that. I'm doing the Daffodil Delight on the nest that the bird is sitting on. Alright. Okay, so we got the outside of our card put together. Now we're going to do the inside. We're going to glue our white cardstock, which was, that one measured 3.5 by 8.5 inches. And we're going to center that on the inside of our card. And then we're going to stamp our sentiments on the inside. And I did that with the black memento ink. And first off, we're going to stamp the happy birthday. Stamp it, make sure it's good. We're going to do that up in the upper left corner. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment, which says, hope your day stacks up to be one good thing on top of each other. And we're going to kind of put that off to the right side. Okay, so set that aside. So here we have the inside of our card. And did I add anything? Yeah, I added some balloons in there. So we're going to put some balloons. If I can find the stamp. Here it is. And I'm going to put one right here. Another one right there. I think we're just going to do the two. And I'm going to bring back in my red blends and we're going to color those in. And like I said, I start with a dark. And we outline our balloon a little bit. And then we'll fill it in with a light. It's going to be a pretty day out there today. I think they said a high of 77. I'm hoping to get out there and enjoy some sunshine, do some walking later today. Okay, so here's our inside. Here's the outside. And our envelope that went with it. Let me go ahead and scooch all this stuff out of the way to make room for our next card. Got a big mess here. We used a lot of stamps today on that one. Okay, so we'll set that aside and we'll get on to our next one. Here's our next one, and I'm using the in colors that are going to be retiring, so it kind of gives you an idea how to do them. Oh, Sharon, good for you. Yeah, Amber, I'll see what I can come up with. I've got a few ideas in mind, so maybe I'll dedicate next week to men's birthday cards. And here's the inside. So that's the card we're doing next. And I'm going to be using To a Wild Rose. And that can be found in our annual catalog. And that is on page 15, which is this one right here. Okay. And get my bits and pieces out here. And my instructions. And move things out of the way here. Excuse the noise. Okay, we're going to start out with our Seaside Spray cardstock. And that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And I've scored it in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to burnish that. And then I've got our layers. I've got a black cardstock layer that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And another mat of the Rococo Rose, which is another one of our retiring colors. And that measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And then I've got a piece of white cardstock that measured 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And we've got these cute little, they're called Stitched with Whimsy dies. And I used one of those. It doesn't cut all the way through the paper, but it gives you the outline. Let me get that out here and show you. Well, it's tangled up in there. But it gives you a little bitty squiggle that goes around the card. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. But I think that's kind of cute. It's got all the different sizes there. But we're going to be using that, and that's what we're going to stamp on. So let me go ahead and do the stamping, and then we'll assemble afterwards. And I need my mat back again. Well, Sharon, I need to dig out my summer clothes again. I don't know if it's too early yet or if I should wait a while longer, but I don't think I have any capris that are out. I've got all winter clothes out. Okay, so we're going to start out with our black Memento ink. And with the stamp set, it's distinctive, where it gives you different, I don't know, different shading kind of thing. So we're going to start out with the rose. And we're going to do that in black. And where's my card so I can see what I'm doing here. And I want to put that off to the right hand upper corner. And let me see how I want to position this. Maybe right there. So I'm going to give it a good impression. All right. And then rose. I'm going to do that using the black memento. And we're going to put one right here. And then another one off this side. And you're not going to fit the whole leaf on there. It's going to run off the edge of it, but that's okay. And then we've got our sentiment, which says blessed. And we're going to put that up in the top left corner. And that's good. So here we have all that we've stamped with the black. And now we're going to come back in with our colored inks, and we're going to do some filling in here. But like I said, the retiring colors are the terracotta tile. Let me just get them out here. We've got terracotta tile, rococo rose, pretty peacock, seaside spray, and purple posies. So these are all the retiring colors. So you need to get your order in and get stocked up on all those supplies that are those colors, because they'll be retiring here next month, I think. Yeah, before the new catalog comes out in May, they'll be retired. So I don't want you to miss out. Okay, so we're going to stamp our flower using the seaside spray. So I'm going to do the background color with the seaside spray, and we're going to stamp that off to get a lighter color. I'm going to just do it right there. And then we're going to line it up to our flower. I should have figured out where I was positioning it before I inked it. Okay. How fun. And this won't match up exactly. It's kind of a watercolor effect. Okay. So there you can see it's real light. Otherwise it would have been too dark, I think. So I went with a lighter stamped off. And then we've got another outline. Let me make sure I get it lined up here first before I ink it. Looks like right there. And this one we're going to ink it up in full strength. And let me get it positioned here. Give it a good press. Okay, so you can see it gives it a nice impression there. So we're done with the seaside spray ink. We're going to close that up and put it aside. And I'm sitting here letting my coffee get cold. And I'm going to stamp off that too because I don't want it real dark. So let's stamp that off. And then we'll come back in here and stamp our leaves. Okay. And that too won't line up exactly. It's kind of a watercolor look, so don't worry if you think it should, it doesn't. And we stamped it off, and then we stamp it back on there, second generation. So here we have our stamped card. And we also have a little center of the flower. We're going to do that using the Rococo Rose. So I'm going to ink that up and stamp that in the middle of our flower. Okay, now we're ready to do some assembling. Let me close this up before I get my fingers in it, which I think I've already done that. Just making sure my fingers are clean. Alright, let's push those aside. We're going to start assembling our card. I'm going to glue our Rococo Rose down first. And we're going to center that on top of our black mat. And then we'll put down our stamped image in the center of that. Okay, and then I'm using this is the Seaside Spray metallic ribbon, and this also will be retiring. And we're just going to take our Scotch tape and we're going to attach that to the back of our card. I think I had my arm in there, sorry about that. And we're going to position it at the bottom. Alright, and see that that's straight. And then we'll snip it off. And then we're going to tie a faux bow, which is just a little piece of ribbon that's tied onto the front of that. Makes it look like a bow. Oops, I got butterfingers this morning. Okay. And we'll trim that off. And I like to cut it at an angle. I think it's probably more pleasing to the eyes. I don't know. But whichever you prefer is fine. So we're going to attach that to the front of our card. And I used dimensionals to put that down because the ribbon is kind of bulky a little bit. So we're going to use some dimensionals on the back side. And one in the middle. I'm going to take your pick tool and I'm going to pop those backings off. And we're going to place that in the front of our card base. It wasn't quite centered. I'm being challenged today on getting things centered very well. Oh, and then we just put it upside down, so hopefully I got time to peel it back off. I almost messed it up. I didn't double check here. I was more worried about being straight. Okay, opens there. Put it down. Okay. And then I'm going to come back in with some rhinestones, and we're going to color those using our Seaside Spray Blends Dark. So with the rhinestones and the pearls, a lot of those you can color with your blends to change them to whatever color you want to have. So I like doing that. It kind of matches the card a little bit better instead of just the plain. So I'm going to do 3. We're going to do these 3 small ones here. You want to make sure you don't press too hard because you could ruin your tip of your blends, so just lightly do it. I'll place one up here. Oops, and I've got color on there. And maybe one right there. And another one maybe down here. Alright. And then for a little extra bling, I used my Wink Stella and I colored the flower in a little bit. It just gives it a little bit of a shine. I love my Wink Stella. I use it on everything probably, pretty much. Okay, so here's the front of our card. And now we're going to do the inside of our card. And with the inside of the card, it measures let's see, what was it? 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I used one of those Whimsy stitch dies to do this too on the inside. And I'm going to stamp first to make sure I don't mess it up. And we're going to stamp it. Being it's blessed on the outside, I'm going to go blessed and grateful to be your friend. So we're going to do the and grateful at the top portion. Okay, and then I'm going to do to be your friend. And we're going to put that more in the center. Okay. Some black ink on my fingers I need to get rid of. Okay, so here we have the inside stamped. So let's go ahead and glue that to the inside. And we're going to center that inside of our card. Just needs to scooch over. Okay. Okay, so here we have our second card, blessed and grateful to be your friend. So, looks like we did good on time today. That's good. So here we have our first card, an envelope. Oops, and I lost the rhinestone here. There. And here's our second card. Let me make sure that you see those pretty good. Okay, so there we have our cards for today. And I will work on some birthday cards for men for next week. So hopefully you can join in again, Amber. And I know we all need ideas for those. And for the birthday cards that we designed for men, it could be switched over for Father's Day, which is coming up too. So I might also do an Easter card too. So I just kind of got that going through my head and thinking about what I can do. So it might be birthday and Easter together next week. So let me go ahead and turn you around here. Okay, there we are. So I hope you enjoyed the cards today, and I hope you'll be able to join me next Monday again same time, 10:30 on Creating with Debbie. And I may do a surprise during the middle of the week. I might pop on with something special. So I'll send out reminders on that when I get it all set up. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Hope you'll be able to do some stamping this week. And we'll see you later. Bye.